Hey, Georgie, what's up? Thank- oh, no, yeah. Right, Georgie? Okay. Well, this is not as exciting as the announcement of the new Pope, but it is the announcement of the new FY26 budget. And I see, Josue, how are you? Great shades. And I see that they didn't get my thing about mimosas in the ante room for you all, too. But first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank the finance division with Cathy, Buono, CAFO, Lindsay Hackett, Chris Frazier, the whole team there, my chief of staff, Billy Baker, and I really want to thank the all the cabinet heads and department heads. You really adhered to my edict of a 3% cut, and that's been very, very helpful as we put this FY26 budget together. As you can see with a lot of other surrounding areas, cities and towns, they are going through some trials and tribulations, budget cuts, service cuts, and layoffs. We face nothing of the sort here because of our prudent fiscal management, and this continues with the federal uncertainty. I mean, as I said, I think to Jim Kennedy, the reporter at the state infrastructure program yesterday, it doesn't change daily now. It changes every 5 minutes what occurs on the federal level. So we have to be prepared for that. And with that, again, with the finance division, I'm proud to say this is the 18th consecutive year. So every year of my administration, our administration, that we've won that distinguished budget award, which is independently looked at. So I'm very proud of the finance division for that. And I wanted to indicate that though we are nearing $1 billion in a budget, we're actually able to keep it below that. It's going to be a $985,700,000 budget. This is an overall increase of 6.1%. The majority of that, 2/3 of that, is on the school side with Dr. Dro and Patrick Roach, 671 million. So they increased about 6.8%. Our side is about $315 million and $700,000. Modest increase of 4.7 from FY25. A testament to our fiscal strength and discipline. The FY26 budget is balanced for the 11th consecutive year without the use of any stabilization funds. That's unheard of when it comes to city management or urban city management. So the reserves are very healthy, nearly $72 million. That's built on the city side, the 315 on the city side. And we continue to have the highest bond ratings in the city's history. If you remember, not too long ago, we were at junk bond status or below when we took over there. So I'm very proud of that with the highest bond rating. I know it doesn't sound sexy, but it's important when we look to do our debt service and borrowing. And again, to first time since FY13 that we decreased full-time positions of almost about 14, but we're not facing any layoffs. We're not cutting any services. It's extremely tight right now because of the economic uncertainty, and we have non-discretionary costs, fixed costs that no matter what we have to pay for that continue to go up. But we're going to continue to provide for our residents and our business community so they make sure that they receive all the core services that we've put out before. My emphasis always, my number one priority is always public safety, public education. Many strides have been made there, economic development, healthy neighborhoods, and community service aspects. So when we speak about public safety, and I want to thank the strong and outstanding leadership from Police Superintendent Larry Akers. Last night we had a great event at Springfield Technical Community College. It was very heartwarming. 150 officers received honors last night for not only their bravery, but their compassion. And it was a packed house with family members who we thank for allowing them to serve. Policing or being a police officer is still will always be an honorable profession. So we just did that. And matter of fact, last week, last Thursday, 45 new recruits came out of the academy, and they're expected to bring in very shortly. That's going to bring the department to about 514 sworn personnel, overall 603. We're going to continue to focus on quality of life issues, something that's near and dear to my heart that I formed when I took over 18 years ago was the Ordnance Flex Squad. The neighborhoods love that. C3 policing, Police Superintendent Akers has really done a combination of combining that, so we sort of have a C3 version or flexible C3 version that can go to all the neighborhoods. I'm very happy that we just came to a 4-year agreement with our brave and dedicated men and women in blue for labor, harmony, and peace. And we made great strides. Again, we're the first in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to have the body-worn cameras, and we just updated that and the taser system there. So again, we're leading the way, which accounts for transparency and accountability, not only for safety for officers, but residents alike. We continue our specialized division. You have the Gaming Enforcement MGM, C3 Metro. We continue the Ordnance Flex Squad, neighborhood squads, Quebec unit in our schools, and the city's real-time crime analysis, which is state-of-the-art and continues to expand. One of the big initiatives that we did, we had hope before pre-COVID, and now we brought it back, Hope 2.0, which we have mental health workers, licensed mental health workers from behavioral health that go out with our police officers to de-escalate situations for mental health, to handle it that way. So Project Hope, and again, this is homeless outreach combination with a lot of different agencies, has been very helpful, and we're working with Springfield District Court, First Justice Mulpey on that. Narcan, and not only with Police Superintendent Akers, but Fire Commissioner Calvi, the Narcan program has saved, since its beginning about 6 years ago, 600 lives. 600 lives that they've saved when they responded. Speaking of Fire Commissioner Calvi, outstanding leadership there. He is always looking to improve his department, not only with equipment, but as far as fire apparatus. We have new apparatus. We have to order that ahead of time, sometimes a year and a half ahead of time. We're looking, first time we've been able to work out, BJ, I understand, we're going to have 20 new, or it's 24, 23 new the mini academies we do, so that's going to be very, very helpful. Equipment has been replaced. Emergency dispatch 911 has been combined. Deputy Hess and the whole 911 crew have done a great job. The combination is important. We've done the 911 smart and also resources for texting for 911 for people that need assistance. Cybersecurity, we're partnering with Union Station, and I appreciate the leadership there of Tim Sheehan, the Richard E. Neal, Congressman Neal Cyber Center. We work with STIC on that. That's state-of-the-art, and we're helping other municipalities, school department, IT divisions, small and large businesses, college, university, military base, utilities, and programs for K to 12 students and adults. So that's another subset. Superintendent Dr. Denault is here with our Springfield Public School System, and I'm proud to say we made a tremendous amount of gains. You know, at one time when I took over as mayor, the graduation rate was hovering at about 50%. We're nearly now at 86%. The dropout rate was 14%. We were down as low as 1.9 pre-COVID. Now we're a little over 3%, and that's been biggest increases in the state. And first full day free pre-K program in the state, we have that. 17 more rooms, preschool classrooms have been added on that. One thing I'm very proud of is we're going to continue to build new schools and rehab schools. We're going to be nearly to $1 billion in new or rehab schools, the most in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Recently, Brightwood Lincoln, the Barry Swan. Matter of fact, Brightwood Lincoln, Pete Garvey. I know he's here, Bob the Builder. The Lead Gold Certificate Award, National Award on that. Next one online is Harena School. And after that, it'll be my old alma mater, White Street School and Kensington Avenue School, that are going to be coming online. Economic Development, Chief Development Officer Tim Sheehan, I call him Mr. Creative, has done a great job. You know, we hear about, the MGM $1 billion, but we've done over $5 billion of economic development in the city. Now, current stuff, the Main Street Convention Center overlay, the development that's going to occur from State Street, Main and State, down to the South End corridor with McCafferty, a national developer out of Chicago. The Mass Mutual Center improvements that are occurring there, restaurants, other amenities that'll be there. The new Civic Center garage that we partnered and worked with the state. So when you look at that, prior, MGM, the CRRC, Union Station, which they should never get done. But you also look at the Court Square Park renovations, and I thank DPW Director Chris Signoli and Tom Ash from the Parks. 31 Elm, Court Square, said never be done. Done. They just won a national or state historic award for their efforts there. Eastfield Mall. Eastfield Mall is being redeveloped. We worked very closely with them to help them out on there. Housing is a big issue. So Gemini, the old Gemini site now, that's home ownership that's come on. Knox Building, that was the Firestone Building. It was decrepit for years. That's workforce development housing. We just announced a $31 million performance group expansion, creating hundreds of jobs. Next one, the old Brightwood School will be housing. York Street Riverfront site is going to be developed. And of course, the long anticipated new Roderick Island Courthouse, which we're looking very forward to. Big Y Supermarket's done very well, just as a highlight to have it down here. We're going to have probably another 500 units of multifamily housing in the pipeline, and the old school department now finally redeveloped with workforce housing. The old welfare department across from Helen's shop on State Street will also be workforce development housing. Neighborhoods are very important to me, and I want healthy neighborhoods. Code enforcement, led by Building Commissioner Steve Desolette and Keith O'Connor from Housing Code Enforcement. They're fully staffed. They've been out there. They're doing the Saturday sweeps. My mayor's Clean City program, that is invaluable. And under Tom Ash, but Tommy McCarthy, he's a one-man wrecking crew being able to do that. Building Department will be going online very shortly on OpenGov to be able to do everything online. That's important. DPW, and you're hearing the trash woes from other surrounding communities, we really should be commended. We are the envy of many communities, large and small, for what we do for the single stream and also the bulk items, minimal cost. Pick it up right at your curbside, the yard waste pickup, you name it, that's being done. And then we also, the sidewalk crew, which we is very, very popular. That continues on. And Chris, Director Signoli, and I, and Director Sheehan were at the infrastructure. Quentin Palfrey from Governor Healy, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, and we picked up that $15 million grant. I think we were most in New England to get that, and that's gone for all pedestrian safe roadways. So we've done nearly 30, I think almost 30 crosswalk areas with all the bells and whistles and hawkers lights there, and that's extremely important. Parks and Recs with Director Tom Ash, the Clean Sweep, ROCA, second chance for some of those individuals who went astray, has been is on the payroll. They're helping us out, keep the city clean. When you look at tree stumps, it might not sound sexy, but if we have a great forestry division, and many a times people say, what are you going to do about the stump? Well, now we have the sheriff's crew that work with us, and we've taken, I think, out, Tommy, 2,000 stumps. 2,000 stumps have been taken out on that. So that's part of Clean City. Parks, we're maintaining them all. You look at downtown, the Angie Florian Park, Da Vinci, Emerson Wright, Riverfront, Court Square, Stearns, Pynchon Plaza, all the neighborhood parks, and 20 terraces will be maintained. all recreation stuff, and that's near and dear to my heart from my old South End Community Center days. Camp Star Angelina, fully open. Pools and splash pads will be available for families to enjoy in the summer. Additionally, we're going to have free rec programs, after school and evening programs, free summer concerts, and movies in the park. Plays a big role in bringing community together. Going back on the school side with the superintendent, Dr. Dedahl, Pat Roach, and John Kerrigan. John Kerrigan's like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to this building stuff. ESSER funds, unlike other communities, and Pat Roach can verify that, who used ESSER funds for reoccurring costs. We did not. We did not. We used them for one-time projects, and now those communities don't have that money coming in, and service cuts and layoffs. So when you look at some of the things we did, the Putnam High field, turf field has been put up there. Duggan Field, the old Coach 10 Plum field, has been done. It's a great campus up there. You look at Central High School. Besides the Birdie Field, new fields have been put on for baseball, softball, and lacrosse, fully synthetic turf fields. Greenleaf Park, going back to Director Ash, the Kevin Ambrose Field, God rest his soul, that has been completely done there. It's just unbelievable. The rear area, Claudio Concepcion, and the Greenleaf area, it's the Mary Walsh School takes advantage of the neighborhoods. Pickleball courts, Hubbard Park, Greenleaf has been done. But if you haven't seen the Greenleaf Park or the Kevin Ambrose Fields, you got to take a look at that on 16 acres. Gurdonville Park will now be the bike and skate park. I just went by it today with Molly Shea. Construction is going on there. They're also going to have a splash pad there. And then the police department, working with Sheriff Nick Kochi, who's been a great partner. The sheriff's crews continue to work hand in hand under the auspices of Police Superintendent Akers. Forest Park patrols. We have the horses. They have the support therapy dogs. It's been fantastic. Health and Human Services, the elegant and eloquent Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Helen Carlton Harris. COVID, probably the only good thing that came out of COVID is how important people saw public health. Because before, people would say, what's the big deal about public health? They touch you in so many ways, from your food inspection, this and that, dentistry, you name it. And community health workers. She'll be heading up the opioid settlement funds. Again, we have money coming in. We're working with nonprofits. I still have through solicitor Stephen Bonicani, we still have our own singular lawsuit to go after the opioid companies, and we're hopeful to get some money on that. But that continues, and I'm working very closely with Commissioner Helen Carlton Harris, City Solicitor Bonicani, City Councilor Maria Perez. Soon we'll be announcing that I think we'll be the first in the state. I am going to start going after this gas station weed or pot that's out there, that's in some of these stores, and the very deceptive packaging they have that could hurt individuals, especially kids. So stay tuned on that. We're gonna pursue that. Elder Affairs, Roy Goodman, I see him in the house there. And again, we have the centers, obviously, our crown jewels, the Ray Jordan Senior Center, chair yoga. I'll have to try that, chair yoga. Tai Chi, dance, pickleball, computer learning, crafts, field trips. Helen and I, we bought a bus and a mini bus pre-COVID, and now we have a driver, so they're going on trips, and I think that's extremely important. And with the transportation coordinator, other programs, Riverview, Hungry Hill. I just was at Hungry Hill earlier this afternoon. Claudio Concepcion Center, the fitness center at the Ray Jordan Center, and also a new fitness area for the New North Senior Center. Worked very closely with Maria Perez on that. Veteran Services, Joe DeCaro and team do a great job. Fully staffed. We just did marking the 80th anniversary of the atrocities of the concentration camps, and with the Yankee Division, 26th Division here this morning with Rabbi Kosowski and Stan Light from the Jewish war veterans on it. And that's always important that we never forget and always remember it, because if you don't recall your history, it could happen again. So we've been able to house 17 veterans who were unhoused. We appreciate that. And the staff is all up to par. Libraries, Molly Fogarty is here. Obviously, New East Forest Park Library, we expanded hours there. East Springfield Library branch, we're going to be expanding that in new construction. The community rooms that we have, so all neighborhood libraries are open. And I'm very proud of that, because when you see other communities now that have been consolidating, shutting down libraries, we kept all our libraries open, and they've been very versatile what they've been able to do. We continue the hotspot areas. We did that during the COVID-19 days when we were online for our school, our students, so that continues on it. The Read, Write Now adult literacy continues, and it's funding for all neighborhood branches. I see Heather Caroline here. She's done a great job with TJO. They're fully funded, and again, we work with Holyoke and Chicopee. We have a new 3-year agreement. They're out there not only dealing with dangerous animals, but they're also helping animals get adopted, and that's extremely important. They have a great crew of volunteers there. Again, with our fiscal responsibility, highest bond ratings in the city's history, and that's extremely important. We continue to aggressively fund our pensions. That almost about 9% increase, so that increased about 5 point something million this year. All contractual agreements, obligations, collective bargaining agreements have been adhered to, and that includes the school department, the food service contract that we have. So we have a solid budget. You know, I look forward to working, and I see Councilor Victor Davila is here. Thank you, Victor, for being here. I look forward to continuing to work with the City Council, but this is a solid budget and keeps all core services going. Again, the department heads and cabinet heads really adhered to my edict. They really made their cuts, 3% cuts. An OTPS, you know, other than personal services or unfunded positions, or even some positions that were cut at that point in time. So at that, I will forward this to the City Council. They will do their due diligence in calling their hearings, and I'm hopeful that they will pass this budget. But again, it's a solid budget, and I'm proud of each and every one of you for what you do. And with that, I will turn it over to award-winning CAFO. Put your hands together. Well, you better put your hands together if you want to get some money. Cathy Buono.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate what the mayor said. We made a commitment to the city council last year that we would cut 15 positions. I could not have done that without you. We met monthly and we talked about it, and departments came through and we were able to cut those 15 positions without services being interrupted. And then when we asked you to cut 3% off of your budgets, you did that. So I just want to thank the department heads, because we wouldn't have a balanced budget without you. And I ask that you come prepared for the city council hearings. And let them know that you have done your cuts, you've made your adjustments, and any further cuts would affect city services, and let them know what those services would be, because we have to make sure everyone understands that. But I want to again thank the department heads, because we couldn't have balanced this budget without you. You made the cuts we asked you for, you gave up positions that weren't necessary, you consolidated it, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't know if there's any questions or comments. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you to Jeanette DeForge of the Republican, Ray Prayer from here, also from the Reminder, and 22 News, Nicole Buddy, also here too with her. She's a world-class ice skater, by the way, too. So if there's and sister, yeah, the twins. So you double trouble, you see, at that point in time. But it's a good, solid budget, and again, I appreciate what each and every one of you do, and the rank and file, Springfield's a good city. Do we have our urban challenges? Yes, we do. But is there plenty more good than those challenges? Yes, there is. So this year, and again, I'm hopeful with a positive vote from the city council, we move forward. We do feel, though, that FY27 could be an issue. And again, our goal is to try to balance the budget without any use of stabilization money. But the uncertainty on the federal level, which what happens there is that we've already lost some grants, and just on that EPA grant, I've spoken with Attorney General Andrea Campbell prior, and indicated once we got I was hoping to get termination, but once we got termination, that she would lead the charge in the lawsuits that she does, and she will do that. But that's limited money that'll come to the state, which in turn will trickle down to limited money coming to the city. Unrestricted governmental aid we received in the governor's budget, I think, was $47 million. The House has cut that about $1 million on that. So we have to be cognizant of that, because the state can only supplement us so much, as Governor Healy indicated, and Speaker Ron Mariano indicated the cavalry is not coming. So, I wish all of the surrounding communities the best, but you could see, they're making adjustments, they're making cuts, they're cutting services, they're laying off people, they're increasing cost. And we still have to provide for the residents and the business community. And we're going to try to be, fair with the budget. So, with that, it wasn't as exciting as the announcement of the new Pope, but our Bible, the FY26 budget, is in place. And again, I look forward to continuing to work with City Council. No questions or comments? Go out and have a great day. Thank you.